There are days where I have had concerns and I've had thoughts like this. Lord, who is he? When is he coming? What is it like? And I know you've had those thoughts as well. So don't look at me like that. Okay, so that's on a lighter note. But as single people, we get to have these concerns, we get to have this agitation sometimes. But you see, when God writes your love story, is one book that has given me rest, is one book that has helped me. It is a book I will recommend to every single young person. You know, some people believe that, they strongly believe that God is interested in every area of their life. I mean, God is interested in their spiritual life, God is interested in their academics, God is interested in their career, in them bearing fruits and making impact and having influence and all of these things. But when it comes to their love life, when it comes to romance, when it comes to relationship, it is like, God, please stay where you are. I can handle this myself. And it shouldn't be. We should get to that point where we believe that God is interested in every area of our life, including our love life. And when we bring ourselves to trust God, He would walk behind the scene and He will make all things beautiful in His time for as long as we stick with Him. So, in this video, I'm going to be sharing very important points and lessons that I have learned from the book When God Writes Your Love Story. Welcome to my channel where I get to talk about issues that are peculiar to life and that are important, topics that can help us in being who God wants us to be. Also, I get to talk about books. I do book review where I bring you lessons, important lessons that I've learned from a particular book, so that you can be very sure that getting that book would be of great help to you. I also talk about things that are peculiar to the woman. Also, not just to the woman, there are some topics that are beneficial to both genders. So if you haven't subscribed, please go ahead. Subscribing and liking the video and dropping a comment is a way of encouraging me and telling me that these videos that I make are adding value to you. So go ahead, like, drop a comment, and subscribe. Thank you very much. So I'll be heading right into these points that I have here. Very important lessons that I've come to learn from the book When God Writes Your Love Story. Point number one is put God first. Put God first. God is the initiator of this whole thing. Now, if you could remember from the beginning, God was the one who brought Eve to Adam. Adam wasn't even the one who said, God, I need a woman right now. So you could see that this whole thing about relationship began with God. So we want to put God first. We want to have God in our life, right? We want to love God first. So in the book, they really painted a picture of it is not just all about I need somebody, I need to get a spouse, God do it fast. Right? We want to have God first in our lives because when we have God, He makes us complete, He makes us whole, He builds our life, He works on our character. And so when that person comes, when that special person comes, I mean, you are made, God has helped your life. You can now add value to them. You can now be a blessing to them because naturally we are not loving people, especially when we don't, we are not getting something out of it, right? We will not be always kind and loving and forgiving naturally. But when we have God in our life, when we have Jesus in our hearts, He would help us to be, people of character, and we can be loving, and caring and forgiving. And with these virtues, we would have a beautiful relationship. So you want to have God first in your life. God first. God first. The person of God. Not just holding on to God for God, give me a spouse, God, give me that person. No, having God first in your life is really very important. And it's like the foundation to having a beautiful love story. Yeah. So point number two is that you want to keep yourself for your spouse. So that is one lesson that was really profound for me. I mean, you want to keep yourself for them. I mean, they are not there yet. The individual has not come. but then you are living with the consciousness that this person is out there somewhere, and I want to keep myself for him or her. I want to keep my heart for him or her. I want to keep my body for him or her. Just imagine your spouse were to see you right now. Imagine he was to see the way you are living, or you are to see your spouse the way he's living, and all you could see is just someone living recklessly, doing all sorts of immoral things with the opposite sex. I mean, you would be disappointed, right? So when, in as much as we don't want to see our spouse doing these things, that means we shouldn't do it. So you want to keep yourself for them. You want them to meet you whole. You want them to meet you complete. You want to keep yourself for them because they are out there somewhere, right? And you want them to be proud of you. You want them to be proud of the life you are living now. So that's one point that, and one lesson that I really learned from that book. Keep yourself for them. They are out there and they will come. Okay, and really, when you do that, they will be grateful. They will be grateful. They will treasure you, and they will be grateful to God that they have you, and they will be grateful to you yourself. Okay, point number 3 is that you want to make use of your training ground. Yes, your training ground is your family. I mean, your family right now, your friends, your brothers, your sisters, your parents. I mean, people around you are your training ground. So you want to begin to learn to love these people. You want to learn to begin to be kind to these people. You want to learn to begin to understand how the woman thinks by understanding your sister, or you want to get to understand how the man thinks by paying attention to your brother, because sometimes we feel okay, it doesn't matter how I treat the people around me, I can just treat my family anyhow, but when that person comes, I mean, I'm going to be so kind to this fellow, I'm going to so love this fellow. But then we are not practicing love. We are not practicing love at this point. It will not be easy that way. It will, of course, you would have the whole, feeling, and it's like this person, you can't just hurt this person. But along the line, these feelings may fade, they will not always be there. What happens? So you want to begin to learn to be a caring person, a loving person, a forgiving person, someone that has that listens, right? And you want to practice these things with the people you have around you, with your family members, with your sister, with your brother. You want to begin to respect your father and honor him like you would honor that special one. Okay, so make use of your training ground before this fellow comes along. Point number 4 is that you can start afresh, right? You can start afresh. So maybe you have made mistakes in the past and you are regretting your action, right? You really regret what you have done. You can start afresh with God. God can give you a new beginning, right? It doesn't have to continue like that. You don't have to live with your past, right? So in the description notes, my email is there. You can reach out to me and we can talk. So at every point where you are, right, God can help you, with counsel, with good guidance, right? I believe that something beautiful can come out of your life. And then the last point is that good men, good women are still out there, and it is just one you need. So there's one for you. So while you are keeping yourself, while you are growing in God, while you are practicing, and while you are learning to be the best spouse that you can be, have it at the back of your mind that you are not wasting your time, right? Good men and good women are still out there, and God has one for you. That is why I said we have to trust God. We have to trust Him that He's working behind the scene, and when your time comes, He would make it happen. So good men, good women are still out there, and these people want people as well that are good. So a godly man is looking for a godly woman, and a godly woman is looking for a godly man. Okay, so I believe with this point you've gotten an idea of what the book is when God writes your love story, right? So you can go ahead, get the hard copy. If you're not able to get the hard copy, you can also send me a message to my email address in the description note, and I can hand you the e-copy so that you can go through the book. There's so much in the book you can learn on your own. So thank you so much for watching. I hope this blessed you, right? Thank you for watching, and look forward to more interesting content like this. And like I said earlier, Don't forget to like, share your thoughts, and of course, subscribe. And as you go on with your life, just be rest assured, have that peace, have that confidence that you have a loving father who is interested in every area of your life. And in as much as you want to have a beautiful love story, you want to end with someone who you would consider a blessing, God also wants that for you. All we have to do is work with him and trust him in the process, and he will make it beautiful in his time. Thank you so much for watching. Bye for now.